guess it's official. Payday 2 is now coming back. It's continuing content. It's in development again. And a lot of people are confused of what's going on right now. I'll just start how I found out about certain things, and then we'll start getting into discussion. So I woke up today, and I saw in my email box that Overkill had posted a new video. I thought, oh, maybe they're just like posting, like, you know, they're updating, like, you know, a bunch of bug features or, you know, something like that. Well, apparently they're not. They're going back into development. The trailer doesn't really do a good job of telling people that. I think that they could have done a better job there. But the trailer was mainly for Steam purposes of rebranding the Ultimate Edition, which, by the way, if you own the Ultimate Edition, you're fine. You don't... the Legacy Edition is the same as the Ultimate Edition. It just... yeah. Yeah, so I watched it and I was like, this is just the Ultimate Edition. And then I looked on Steam and I read the post from the official CEO. And now I guess I'm coming out of retirement. And we'll get to what all that entails in a bit. But first of all, let's go over to the post here. Winds have changed. Heisters. I'm posting this today to communicate a few of the changes coming to Payday 2. Most of you don't know me, and that's how it should be. The day-to-day interactions you have with our Overkill devs, community managers, and moderator crew are by far more interesting, I'm sure. Our team, together with you, provide a forum where first-hand input can be discussed, and these are dialogues that directly affect our current and future development. I took over the helm in December of last year for the second time. I see myself primarily as the facilitator of making great games. If you look at the company as a well-oiled machine, every cog in the engine is more important than I. I'm just here to make sure everything's clean, oiled, and running smoothly. My job is to create an environment where the team can focus on what's important, the games. As many of you may or may not know, our company has gone through something of purgatory fire in the past year. Because of this, we're announcing a few Payday 2 changes today. I'll summarize them here in a TLDR right here at the top, and then dive into the details at the bottom. So we're just going to cover the top parts. If you do want to read the whole thing, it's actually a pretty interesting read. The CEO of Overkill sounds really sad, I would say. But let's go into the what is it, 5 things. So the first thing is, last year Payday 2 development was stopped. Having reconsidered our future, I've asked the Overkill crew to resume production on Payday 2. The game will have more updates going forward, both paid and free. Now, the reasoning for this is because a few weeks ago, I would say, they announced that Payday 3 would be coming out in, I think it was 2022 or 2023, which is a really long time for a company that isn't making money. And then they have the disastrous Overkill's The Walking Dead, where it was rushed, it was poorly made, and you know, fucking Bo Anderson ran off somewhere. No one knows where he's at. He's just somewhere. And they were on the brink of bankruptcy. They were able to reconstruct the company and everything. And on the post, they basically said that they had enough money until like 2019 January. So yeah, things have not been going well for Overkill or Starbreeze. And it sucks that a lot of people kind of have a previous image of Payday. Because like a lot of people, when they look at the game, they just look at the company as like one entity. They don't really break it down into multiple people. And there are a lot of people at fault for, you know, what happened during that time period. I think it's nice to know that they're going to resume production on Payday 2. Now, one thing that I know a lot of people are probably going to get a little uneasy about is the both paid and free. Now, they announced a while back, Overkill, they announced a while back that future DLC after, I think it was the Ultimate Edition, every DLC after that, except the Ethan and Hila character pack, was going to be free.
Like we said when we announced the Ultimate Edition, all future updates for Payday 2 on PC are going to be free.
Alright, so just a quick editor's note here. I was looking around, I was, you know, making this video and everything, and Overkill, right, the Ultimate Edition, website, it's gone. It's gone. It's been replaced with the Legacy Edition or Collection. And I was trying to find the exact quote where they say that all future DLCs will be free. Not saying that, you know, of course they upfrontly said that they have to break this promise, but just for people to know in the future, like, you know, that they did say this. And I was on the website, you know, trying to find it, and they completely replaced it with the Legacy Collection here, as you can see. So a little weird there. I understand that, you know, they have to redo everything, you know, like make sure that the marketing, you know, and everything. But it was just really difficult. I mean, I'm sure I could like go back, like go in the backlogs of videos and everything, and try and find the you know, the thing. But I just want to let everyone know. So yeah. Now, they have to break this promise because, I mean, it's quite simple. They're asking for money. You know, they don't have enough money to financially support the company nor the game that's coming out in 2022 or 3. So they got to retract that promise. And you know, after some time of thinking about it, I think this is going to be a mixed response between people. On one hand, I think a lot of people are pretty happy that Payday 2 is just, you know, coming back, that, you know, they're going to be playing a game that they really care about and enjoy. You know, I think because they were so upfront is something very different from Overkill. Overkill... At the beginning, Overkill, you know, where they, you know, kept secrets, they want to keep surprises and stuff, like, that was nice. But then, when we started having updates like the safe one, which, you know, we're not going to get into, but, you know, just stuff like that, where it was like, okay, I mean, these are kind of things that you should really talk to your community about. It was nice enough, it's just nice of the fact that they're just upfront, like, yeah, we're going to break this promise, we're going to let you know about it, and if you're okay with it, cool. If you're not, cool. You know? So, I'm just really happy that they were just like upfront being like, yes, we're going to break this promise. Paid DLCs are going to be coming back. And I'm hoping that they don't... Like, bringing paid DLCs back isn't such a big issue. I just hope that the quality of them is good. And then, of course, there's going to be free updates along the way as well. The next thing is the team is working hard on the first new update. I will let the team present it soon, TM, but you can get a sneak peek here. And if you click on the link, which I'm not doing the usual thing where I have the the showing the whole desktop and everything. I'm kind of doing this in post. But it's like a new heist called the Border Crossing Heist, which is an interesting name title. Yeah, it's a new DLC. Whether it's free is the question at hand, and we'll get to that in a bit. But I mean, it looks to be maybe a 2-day heist. Considering the nighttime looks very kind of stealthish, kind of like I'm sure you could go loud, and then if you go the other one, and then it's just like a bunch of like desert and everything. I don't know. Maybe it's Area 51. Who knows? And I because I like the story, I probably will talk about the story around the end of this video if you want to stick around for that. Yeah, it's planned to release next month, which is quite interesting. They've been working on apparently on this for a little bit because of the screenshots and everything. So, though I will say the image on the top does look very not I would say pleasing. Kind of just looks like some sort of Gary's mod, kind of like, oh, you know, I just made this. Which again, I know that they're trying to keep like a little bit of secretive around this, but again, it just, you could have made a better image. But besides that, the next thing that they're saying, we're reintroducing the DLC smorgasbord again. Basically the option to buy DLCs individually, and I think that is great. Reason being is because, well, yes, the Ultimate Edition was like a nice little feature of like you could buy all the DLC. The problem it basically made reviews of separate DLCs so pointless because you could just buy all of them. I remember a certain YouTuber, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows, he just did like videos of like talking about the DLC like after they were released and like, you know, giving his opinion about them. I'm like, what's the point of doing these if like they all go together? Like you buy the regular edition of Payday and then you buy the Ultimate Edition. There is no separate buying DLCs, but they brought that back now. So if you do want to buy separate DLCs, you can go ahead and do that. Which is honestly is great. It's a thing that a lot of people in the Payday community has been requesting for a long time now, to buy separate DLCs, because a lot of people, either they don't have enough money at the time, or there's just some DLCs that they don't want to buy for, you know, personal reasons. The next thing is, as part of our journey into the future, we'll be changing the Payday 2 Ultimate Edition to Payday 2 Legacy Collection starting later today. We want to be able to move forward together with all of you in our community, and to be able to do this, we need to retire the promise of free future content based on old assumptions. More below. And I guess we should take a look at that then. Over here, they say the Ultimate Edition will be retired today, but Payday 2 Collection will immediately replace it. This will be the best offer on anything released 2018 or earlier also. Then they talk about that you can buy DLCs individually. Basically, the Legacy Collection is the fact that, yes, they are going to be releasing paid DLCs again. And they need to do that. They need to make the Legacy Collection in order to continue making paid DLCs, because they want people to buy, you know, DLCs separately instead of one pack. And it's just easier if they do it that way, because it makes more sense to people than rather adding to a pre-existing, you know, collection. So the Legacy Collection, I imagine, is either going to be one or two things. Either it's going to be one, it's basically buying all the DLC before this. You know, this is like kind of like everything before was like Payday 2.1. This is like Payday 2.2. So yeah, or it's going to be a continuous like adding new DLCs to the Legacy Collection, which I don't know if they would do that, but as of right now, the Legacy Collection is just the Ultimate Edition, but they had to change a few of the wording. They had to change the trailer, and fair enough, you know, you got to do that in order for Steam marketing, though it just looks very confusing to a lot of people on YouTube right now, who are just, a lot of people were expecting this to be a new console update because they're so used to that being Payday 2's videos nowadays. It's just, oh look, we've added a new update to the consoles. Which a lot of console players are still mad. I don't know why they just don't get a PC. But anyways, so the Legacy Collection is just rewording of the name. It's not really that big of a deal. If you own the Ultimate Edition or all the DLCs right now, you basically own the Legacy Collection. The next thing is new curated bundles on existing content will be created to give great offers to new and returning players. Now, I think what they mean by this is basically like making bundles, so you have like a weapons pack bundle, and maybe you got like another bundle, you know, like different bundles. Like right now they have the Payday 2 Reservoir Dogs bundle, which If you buy Payday 2, then you get Reservoir Dogs, the movie, and then the Legacy Collection is just the Ultimate Edition. And, well, I'm scrolling through here, and I own every single DLC, so... though that being said, the amount of money that you have to pay for the DLCs will not be changed. So, what does this mean for me and the channel? Because I should be talking about that, because the title of this video, I want to put retirement in it, you know. I had this thing for a while where after the end of Payday 2, I wanted to stop making Payday 2 content because I saw Payday 2 as the end of the game. There was no reason to continue after that. And a lot of people were hoping that I do build videos, you know. Problem with that is just because the reason why I stopped doing build videos is because I had ideas, but they would never execute well. So there was no reason of me doing them. And I was done doing that kind of content. I never stealthed the Washington Heist solo death sentence, all the loot. I'm pretty sure there isn't any loot in a heist where you just steal pendants and like, I'm free. Yeah, so I just stopped doing Payday 2 content. And I know that a lot of people, apparently they wanted me to continue. And I didn't have any ideas, you know. So I stopped. But for a while now, I think the last 2 months I've been like, you know, I kind of want to get back into Payday. I've been really wanting to get back into Payday. Right now you see footage of actually new footage of me playing the game with Ness, Sinister, and Universe. And it's interesting to me. Like when I got back into it, it was nice. Like I didn't know everything, like because that was one of the problems with Payday. I knew everything about that game. I knew how every heist was gonna end. I knew where, you know, enemies were gonna be and everything. And it just wasn't fun anymore. But replaying the game now, and I still know a lot of the stuff because, you know, that it's never gonna go away for me. It was just nice playing the game again, and I really enjoy it. So to see them basically doing more content for Payday 2 again, I will be making Payday 2 content again. Now, I wouldn't say that it's going to be as frequently as it used to, be, because I got a lot of things on my plate. I want to play the new Doom game coming out in March now, and I want to play Cyberpunk 2077 coming out in April. So Payday 2 content will slowly kind of creep in every now and then. With the addition of paid content being a thing again, that basically means that I have to have money. You know, I have to have money whenever a new DLC comes out, which was a real hassle back in the day to provide, you know, content for the channel and for, you know, to get the new DLC and to go out and buy it. So when free updates showed up, I was like, oh, cool, I don't have to pay anything. So I could just sit there and do the video and then be like, I'll just wait for it to come out. So if I don't cover something, it's because I don't have money at the time. So don't expect me to, you know, consistently cover everything as it's coming out, because that's not realistic. I can't do that same thing again when I was, you know, a lot younger and everything. But I do want to cover Payday 2 content the old way that we used to do it, where I would just sit there and I would, you know, read down the list and everything. But with the addition of the editing software and everything, I think I can spice up a little bit of things, you know, do proper edits, do proper cuts, and just stuff like that. So I think that once we do Payday 2 content again, it will get a little bit better. But but yes, I'm making Payday 2 content again, and I already have a few ideas of what I want to do, because there's a lot of heists out there, right? You know, and I've stealthed every heist in the game. I've stealthed, you know, jewelry store, shadow raid, mall crasher, go bank. I've stealthed every heist. I'm pretty sure solo by myself. Except for the White House one, but that's because I didn't ever get around to it. But I want to start doing the stealth series again. Now, because Payday is coming back, the original idea for the series was to call it the final run, but I might just update them as like 3.0 or because I can't really call it the final run if the game's coming back and continuing again. I don't know if they're gonna make changes to jewelry store where they're fucking helicopters in the sky shooting down the jewelry store, which that'd be a little extreme for a police force. I don't know, maybe not for the Zeal team. Anyways, so yeah, I do want to go back and do stealth heists, do stealth builds again. I do want to revamp Gauge Armory. Now that I have the editing software, I think I can properly do that series the way I wanted to. Now, builds, Max Payne build or Doom build. I don't think those are going to happen, but if they do, then I will just release them and not talk about them. Like, I don't want to give you false promises. Be like, oh yes, I'm definitely doing this build, and it's coming out this day. Like, that's not how it's going to work. Like, if I have an idea of something, if I have an idea for a build, and I execute it, I'm like, oh wow, this actually worked very well. Then I will release it and show it to you. But I'm not promising anything. I hate making promises a lot of times. So there's that. I do want to do Payday 2 The Plan again. I think that was actually a really interesting series that could have been done a lot better. There were a lot of videos explaining the builds and everything. So I think I'm going to go back and do Payday 2 The Plan. But again, one thing I do want to talk about is there isn't going to be much Payday 2 videos. Now, what I mean by this is if there's like a new update or a new DLC like that month, that week, then I'll make videos about it. But if there isn't anything 1 month, I'm not going to the best case scenario is I might release 2 videos a month if there's no Payday content, which one of them would be me doing a stealth heist again. And then the other one, it'd probably be like Gauge Armory or like Payday 2 The Plan, But other than that, because I do want to cover other games and everything, there isn't going to be much Payday 2 content as there was when we first started. So just want to get that out. Make sure it's clear for everyone. But I do plan on doing Payday 2 content again. So let's talk about one of the things of what Overkill, what Starbreeze needs to do. I was trying to think of 5 things, but I kind of did this video in a hurry. But what is Overkill / Starbreeze / Payday need to do in order to, I guess, make sure this launch works, or a few concerns I have. One of the concerns I have is how long are they going to continue making Payday 2 content? Because they did say that Payday 3 would be coming out in, I'm pretty sure it was 2022 or 2023. If I remember correctly. Let me double check. Payday 3. Yeah, it will be released in 2022 or 2023. That is a long, long time. You want to know how long it is? We're currently in 2019. So that's 3 years from now. And if it is 4 years from now, so that's a long time for Payday 3. Now, I'm not saying that they should rush it. That's not at all what I'm saying. I hope they don't rush it, because they had that problem when Bo Anderson was running everything, of like they just kept rushing out games and they weren't finished, you know? That's a big problem. So I do respect them for picking a very long date, but with that being said, because they are going back to Payday 2 because they need money again, I don't know what's going to happen, because one of the other concerns is the diesel engine. That diesel engine was not made for these types of games. I hope that they still have the engine line around there that they could like fix up, or again, I know it costs them money, but like they cannot use the diesel engine again. The diesel engine was not made for these types of games, and if they do it again, they're gonna set them up. You know, they're gonna set themselves up for failure, because the diesel engine right now is already dying, and I know that they can't change it because they don't have money, and you know, putting it into the game would take too much time, but that's just a concern of mine. So I'm hoping that they can find ways to kind of avoid breaking the diesel engine again. See if they can, you know, try not to have it so stressed about everything in a way. So yeah, that's one concern. Another thing that they need to do is they need to make sure that whatever they release is interesting. Because what's one thing that people want more in Payday? Heists. People want more heists, you know? I mean, the amount of heists in the game are what, at like 120? So there's roughly 60, it's either 66, 67, or 68 heists total in the game. As of right now, I counted on the wiki, so I'm hoping that it's true. But yeah, so people want more heists. That's kind of a given. I don't know what else. Probably, I don't know, maybe more guns, masks, you know, just the same thing of everything that they've been doing. Another thing that I'm hoping Overkill keeps in mind is separating paid DLCs from free you know, updates DLCs. So I'm hoping that they don't release DLCs, like paid DLCs, around the time of, say, like Hoxtober or Crime Fest, as it's more commonly known, because that's gonna be a red flag for a lot of people in the Payday community of like, why are you releasing paid DLCs during the time where we celebrate Payday, the Heist, and everything, you know, the franchise as a whole. You know, don't release paid DLCs during this time. I really hope that they don't do that, because I know that they need money, but that's one thing that a lot of people in the Payday community really enjoy. And I think what they also need to do is don't release so many things during Crime Fest. Like, release small things. Release stuff that, like, you know, for instance, like the John Wick character pack was a free update at the time. You know, could have been a DLC? Yes, could have been a DLC. But I think that him being the first free character really, you know, solidified the idea of, like, in the future, a lot more characters are going to be paid for. So I think that they either need to have a new idea that's free during Crime Fest, and then in later iterations, you know, you do have to pay for. So there's the free version, and then, you know, there's paid DLC over time. Or they need to make sure that whatever they release during that time period is kind of like so small that releasing it in a DLC would not make sense, you know? I think they kind of need to do that. And also, The every other day, they could really adopt that policy. I think as once people started getting used to it, it wasn't that big of a deal because it gave them time to update things if they need to. But I do think that fewer content, less content but better quality during Crime Fest is a must, is a need, and don't release paid content during that time period. I mean, you can release paid content literally any other time, just not during stuff like that. I don't think that they're going to do the summer event. I mean, they might do it again. I don't know, because that was really centered around Jiro's son, and we all know what happened to him. But yeah, so I hope that they can space it out a bit. Again, also the sneak peek at the heist being called border crossing heist, which again, the image it isn't promising, but from the screenshots, it looks to be like a 2-day heist maybe. One which is loud, one which is stealth. So that's gonna be nice for some players, or maybe they do them separate, where one of them is a normal, say like Jimmy's heist, right? There's boiling point, and then there's the other one. So there's the stealth day, but then there's also the loud day. They might do it that way, so it's a lot better for, so you don't crash during the middle of it, but also, it's better for people who just want to mainly stealth, and it's also better for people who mainly want to go loud. It's a really even scenario if you separate them out like that. You are fighting murky water in this heist, apparently. Which is kind of interesting, I would say. There's bikes and everything, so I wonder if they're gonna go back to Overkill MC scenario. I don't know what is going on, and we'll get into that in a second. But again, I'm excited. I don't know if it's gonna be paid DLC. If it is, thank God I have the money, hopefully, for it. But yeah, I don't know what entails there. Them separating the DLCs, I think, is a good change, and breaking the promise of them having to release paid DLC is fine in my opinion. But I understand people who are going to get upset about that. Okay, so I think that's really all that I can cover within this post. Again, if you want to read the full post by the CEO, it's actually a really interesting read. I read the whole thing, and it's really interesting. Again, they said that new DLCs will be a mix of paid and free updates. So that's nice that they are willing to say that some of them will be paid, some of them will be free. Now, the one thing that I do want to talk about, though, and this is for mainly because we've gone over what's going on, what's going to happen on the channel, and then some things that I'm concerned about, and some things that, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. The story. The story is one of the things that I'm mainly concerned about with this game. If you don't know the story of Payday, I'll probably leave something around here, like a timestamp that you could skip over if you haven't, So, spoiler warning. So at the end of Payday 2, we get 2 endings. The first one is where Bane dies, and then the other one is where Bane takes over the President of the United States. Now, what are they going for? What is Payday 2's story now? Is what we got from the secret ending for, you transferring Bane's body into fucking President of the United States, man, the true ending, or was that a separate reality? Where are we going? I think the best bet is to go the route where Bane dies. Now, reason being is because Simon Viklund is working for 10 Chambers now, and he's providing voices. He also does a lot of the, he's the voice director. He makes the music, probably also makes the sounds. he's doing all of the sound work over at 10 Chambers, and the game is going into alpha in a few days, and so I don't think he's going to have real time to go back and play Bane, whether he wants to or not. So I think the best scenario is to leave Bane dead. As much as it's sad for me to say that, because I do really enjoy Bane as a character, because he, was our first contact. He's been there since the very beginning. But me and the rest of the group, or at least I should say for myself, I thought everyone else agreed with me, but for myself, I thought that, we were hoping that Overkill's The Walking Dead was going to do good so that they could continue, but it also kind of needed to fail so they could learn their lesson. But anyways, Payday 3 needed to be a reboot. It needed to be a clean slate, because there's no way in the story where Bane takes over as president of the United States. Like, what's the point? Like, Bane would probably just be like, oh yeah, ignore those Payday guys, and then like fucking the entire like a lot of people within this country would be like, what the fuck, why doesn't the president do anything about that? And plus, Bane only has 4 terms, or no, not 4, he has like 2 terms, 4 years, if he does get reelected, and then whatever was on top of the president's already existing years and everything, So, I would say that if they went in the other direction, right, let's think about this in the direction which I don't think they're going to go in, because if they do, it would make no sense. If they go in the direction where, Bane is alive, he's just the president of the United States now. Payday Gang is like, they're bored, so they go back into heisting. What heist they do, I'm not entirely sure. That was one of the other concerns that I had with Payday 2 when saying that they need to have a reboot, is because the Payday Gang have literally done everything, right? I mean, they've robbed jewelry stores, they've robbed banks, they've robbed from shady organizations, they've rigged votes, they fucking did coke deals, they've made meth, they've done literally everything, right? They've stolen money from planes, they've robbed goats, they've broke people out of prison, went into prison, and then broke people out again. They've robbed the White House, which was seen as one of the biggest, idea. Like, everyone said that the White House has to be the last heist, because that is going to be the greatest heist ever pulled off. And then you want to go and continue. Like, I'm not saying that the Payday Gang shouldn't continue, right? Because, they're criminals and everything. And I feel like they just have that kind of personality where it's like, yeah, we want to keep doing this. This is all we know, But what more can they do? Like, I think the best bet is probably going overseas a lot more, probably. They're going to probably go over to, say, like, London, Canada, Mexico, France, Sweden, Germany, Russia, different places, which they did go to Russia at one point in the Jimmy heists, because, well, that was in promotion of Hardcore Henry. But anyways, I do think that they should go overseas a lot more, in this case, because then it would make sense, because if Bane's president, they don't want to rob the United States that much anymore, because, he's the president now, so if they did, then there's a huge conflict there. But anyways, so in this timeline, Bane is president, and the Payday Gang are bored, and then when to start robbing stuff again. Well, they start doing activity again. The fucking the Gitaru people, which were just part of Murky Water anyways, I'm pretty sure been eradicated. Like, they're not doing anything anymore. Like, I don't think that they're a group of people. I'm pretty sure Murky Water is probably still a thing, because I mean, even though, like, the Gitaru were, like, a thing involved with the murky water people. The screenshots literally have them in the image, so I'm guessing that they're still in the game, you know. All of the contacts, I would say, you know, like who do we got left? You know, we got the Hector's dead, the dentist is dead. We have Vlad, he's always there for us. The butcher's alive. I'm pretty sure I said the elephant. Bane is alive, but he's president of the United States. Locke is alive, which I'm guessing that's the direction that they're probably going to go in both ways, and I'll get to that. What other contractors are there? So Bane, again, like I said, is you know, president of the United States now. Sharon, I'm pretty sure is his name, from the John Wick franchise, is a contractor, but I mean, the movies are not helping the fact that, you know, John Wick and everything. Hector is dead. Butcher's still alive. The dentist is dead. The elephant is alive. Locke is alive, and Vlad is alive. So that's potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contractors left. And then we got Gage, though. I mean, Gage was technically a contractor because of the Shadow Raid heist, and there was a few other heists that I think that he needed. I don't know. So he's technically like a contractor. Yeah, the Shadow Raid heist was his own little contract and everything. So yeah, I don't know what left they're gonna do. I mean, also, I mean, even if Gage isn't around anymore to provide weapons, I mean, we still have the Butcher to do that, so. But yeah, I don't know, like, what contractors do we have left? And then again, we probably would have to go overseas to rob different things so we don't get in Bane's way, since he's president of the United States now. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do within that timeline. But if we go in the different timeline where Bane died, the dentist, I'm pretty sure, is still out there within this timeline. I'm pretty sure. Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, so they're saying that he is possibly immortal, you know, with the, you know, Gitaru and all of that, but he's deceased, but only in the secret timeline. So if we were to play Payday the way that it ends, where it's like, oh, here you go, if you know, if it were played out where Bane dies and everything, what does that mean? Well, in that trailer, the rest of the heisters throw their masks in, except for Dallas. Now, I think this would mean in this timeline that Dallas, he's not giving up, and he riles up, you know, the rest of the crew, whatever he has left, and it's like, we're gonna continue, because Bane wouldn't want us to quit. So they start just going after whatever they can, you know. They go after murky water, everything. So I think in this timeline it makes most sense that Bane would die, so that way it just makes more sense within, like, a story standpoint. Also a gameplay standpoint a bit, because in that case, then if they were to rob more stuff, I don't think it would be out of just like us robbing it. It would just be us, you know, trying to, you know, kill the rest of the people that killed Bane. Problem with that is we all know who killed Bane, so then the whole game then becomes like, if you don't do the secret ending, then you already know who the bad guy is, so then we would just have to do that whole thing again. So again, I don't know what they're going to do in terms of story, though. I hope they don't do the president route, because if they do, then that's a lot of issues. But if they do the other one, I see them some way kind of going around that. I've been kind of sitting here for a long time. It's been like an hour. I have to do other work and stuff. But yeah, so I guess I'm going out of retirement. Payday 2 content returning to the channel, not as frequently, but there will be Payday 2 content again. So yeah, that's about it. Leave your thoughts of what you think about this update. Let's keep it, you know, civil and everything. I know that a lot of people don't seem to be really happy with this event and everything. But I'm kind of excited. Payday did a lot for me. It impacted my life. It's one of my favorite games, and you know, I miss playing this game. I miss playing it within this universe, and so I'm excited to go back to it. So yeah. Anyways, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this little discussion video. I'm going to try and cut it down a little bit more because we're running in at like an hour and I got other stuff to do today. So I'll try and get this out soon, I guess. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. You can check out some of my other content. I got Doom videos. I also make MIDIs of Doom music, so... Or well, not MIDIs of Doom music, MIDIs for Doom of music from popular metal bands. So, yeah. Another thing, a quick little thing. I was invited to the alpha of GTFO. It's really shitty for me to talk about that game within Payday because of the history. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be playing GTFO on Monday with the guys. Sinister says he's going to be there. Amat says he's going to be there. And then hopefully Ness will be there, I guess. So, yeah. So anyways, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time. Alright, well, this is like the day after I was starting to edit this. I know I finally understand what other people feel like when, you know, day one there's like, you know, so much stuff, and then the next day there's stuff. So basically, apparently a lot of people noticed that the achievements for Payday, which hopefully I'll put them up on screen here. Yeah, so each of the achievements have like a certain number and pattern to them, I guess, as you can see from here, if I hopefully get all of them. Yeah, so someone took, I guess, all those numbers or, you know, whatever, and put it into like, I don't know, what looks to be like a Bomberman kind of thing, or not, like Minesweeper, and they got a QR code. Now, when they scanned it, they were taken to a website, and the website is just, congratulations, you solved the border crossing puzzle. And the image, as you can see here, looks to be, it's interesting. It's an unfamiliar environment. The most I could say, it looks, kind of looks like a panic room. We got a crowbar over here. We have a key card. We have a thing that just writes Overkill. Over here, you see what's the break-in code again, and it's like it's in the shitter. And then over here, I can't really make too much of this out. I think it's, remember, the explosives maybe is in the outside storage, and I think that's what the knife is supposed to represent over here. And the crowbar is probably for extra loot. So I think what this actually is, I think it's Overkill giving us an idea of what the first day heist is going to look like. Because if you see in the other images, there's like little carts and everything, and like holes in them. So I wonder if like that has to do with anything. As we can see, it has like the layout, and looks to be a maybe a 2-story building, or just you go up the ladders and then you're in the room. There's 2 sectors outside, and then there's like 3 big things, which I'm pretty sure one of them contains probably the explosives. They just don't know. So yeah, that seems to be really about it. There's nothing in the background. I mean, there's the panic room door, and then there's like a bottle or something in the background with the TV over there. But there's not a lot here, at least from what I can see. So if anything else pops up, I'll probably tell you when I have the time. Probably, I don't know, if anything else is revealed, I'll try and let you know. But yeah, I thought I would just cover this since people literally found this out, like, what, today? Actually 23 hours ago. So yesterday people found out. I haven't been able to take a look because I don't look at the Payday 2 Reddit or the secret Reddit after the game was done, but I guess I'll have to look at it more. Anyways, yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Sorry for making this such a long video. I kind of wanted to explain what was going on with the game, what was going to happen on the channel, which, by the way, something that I wanted to correct was, even, like, it's not a guarantee that there's going to be 2 videos released a month, because there is a whole lot of games that I want to cover, and working on 4 different types of videos is a lot of stress for me. So I hope you all understand if, like, I don't cover everything. I'm gonna try, but yeah. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoy. Check out some of my other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.